I think it. I mean, I don't know. I think it depends. What are the pictures that the dude's liking?
Yeah, I feel like if it's like we talked about,
what pictures are okay for a guy to like?
If it's like your homegirl, whatever, and she's on a trip, okay, you can like that, whatever. Or she's celebrating like a milestone, or whatever, graduation, no, whatever. But if it's like a girl's picture and she's like half naked, I think that's inappropriate. And if there's like a pattern, right? Let's say maybe it's one girl and you go through her thing and it's like liked by so and so, liked
same
by
girl.
Yeah, the same girl. That's inappropropriate.
A good point.
If it's very revealing, revealing pictures, and it's like, dude. And then a lot of times, then some of those guys are like, man, I don't want my girl posting these type of pictures. But then why are you there liking other girls' pictures
that are
just like like that? So it's like, can't do that, bro. You know? So it's a matter of respect. Some people are like, oh, it's not a big deal. Well, if it's not a big deal, then don't do it. And if it matters a lot to your partner, respect that. You're with them for a reason. What's up, everybody?
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode of the Coffee Breakup. Sorry, Marvin Schultz and Christian Vieira.
Let's go. Let's jump right in.
Yeah, fuck it. We got some questions from the audience that we want to answer to get back to you guys. Thank you so much for submitting these questions. We're going to jump right into it like Marvin said. Number one.
For sure. Number one. Is it a red flag if the girl brings up the marriage conversation before the guy?
I don't think it's a red flag. I think it's expected.
What makes you say expected?
Because I think, historically, marriage has kind of been something more for something that I think the women would want, in the sense of, if you think about it, like when you look at the fairy tale wedding and you look at the wedding dress, she said yes to the dress. It's almost like every woman's dream to be married at some point in her life. So I would assume that most women, if we had to take a poll, I would feel like more women would be the ones to bring it up before the men would. Men are the ones that are more afraid to commit. But then again, there's also, statistically, marriage has never really swayed in favor for men, especially when it comes into like whenever there is a divorce, unfortunately. Yeah. So I think because of those statistics and because of all that information, I think most men are just kind of like, I'd rather avoid it or not do it altogether if we're happy. While I think more women are like, well, the ring matters, the wedding matters, marriage matters. So I think it just matters more for women. And
I think also
because they bring it up first.
Yeah, I feel like it matters more. And historically, it has always mattered more to women because marriage was kind of essentially not for anything, but it was a way for them to remember, back then they couldn't work. In order for them to get resources, they needed men. So what was the way of doing it? They would be 18, 19, 20 years old. They would find a man who has status and resources, and then they would build a family through marriage. So I feel like it was a tool for women historically to kind of go through life and build a family. And so I think it is more important to women because women always they've needed it. For a very long time, women couldn't even work and couldn't earn a living. And so times have changed a little bit, but historically, obviously, women needed marriage.
I wonder why. Can you find any reasons of why you would think it would be a red flag if a woman brings up marriage?
Well, I think it could be a fear of maybe, depending on the context, we don't know, but maybe they're going on a date or they've been dating for a little bit, and she's like, oh, do you believe you want to get married? The
girl brings up marriage before the guy.
What if it's like you go on a date with a couple girls and she talks about like marriage? For me, it wouldn't be, but we're also a little bit older, but you have to talk about the things that you want. But it could be a red flag for some people. Like, we just met and then just girls already talking about
but marriage. I don't even think it's that. She's saying it is like, is it a red flag if the girl says it before the guy? I don't think it's, I honestly, I'll give you me, for example. If I'm happy, I don't, whatever. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. I'm happy. We don't have to make any changes to it. So like the only reason why I would get married is because my girl would want to, you know, but I don't really need that to show her that I love her.
No, I get that. But if, let's say, this is something that this person wants, I don't see an issue with bringing that up, vocalizing that to your partner,
No, I'm just saying,
but
was it better if the guy brings it up first? That's kind of the question here.
Yeah.
Is it a red flag if the guy brings it up? Shit, maybe. Why you want to get married so bad, bro?
Yeah, no, I think if that's what you want, man, speak up. You know, I feel like a lot of people are afraid to speak up. But
I think it's fine.
No, I think it's good.
Yeah.
Don't overthink.
Yeah, conclusion, don't overthink. Baby daddy raising, supporting kids that aren't even his, but yet can't do that for his own child.
Damn, that is fucked. So raising and supporting kids that aren't even his. So I guess he's dating another woman that has kids.
Baby daddy raising, supporting kids that aren't even. Yeah, so he's probably.
So this is the baby mama.
So baby mama's letting us know that her baby daddy isn't raising their children together.
Yeah.
Instead, he's raising and supporting whoever's kids he's dating with. He's dating.
Man, that's messed up because that's your child, man. You know, and even though maybe clearly the relationship with the person, with the mother, didn't work out, but that's not the kid's fault. You know, and this person maybe inadvertently is associating the kid with whatever negative experience he's had with the woman, right? With the mother. But it's not fair to the child, you know? So you got to be supportive and you got to be present, you know? And if you can do it with kids that aren't even yours, how are you not going to do that to your child? You know?
Yeah, but if he is seeing somebody else, right, and that other person has children, he does have some level of responsibility of being in that child's life because obviously, I mean, if you're seeing someone with children, you're obviously going to be a part of that child's life.
Right.
Now, but if he's not supporting at all in the sense of any sort of financial help, that could kind of be fucked up. Should he have his time with the children as well? Yes. But he also has kind of new kids that he's also taking care of as well with the person that he's currently seeing.
Right.
And if those kids are always with the baby mama or primarily with the baby mama,
I was thinking about that too.
Then there's a dynamic there. I mean, I don't know. I don't have kids, but then do you have both children?
Well, no, he's going to see those kids probably more than he's going to see his own kids. But he should still financially at least support them or even just call and talk and whatever, you know, make time. You're not going to be able to see them as much if you're not living with them. Obviously, that's understandable. But if it sounds like he's not even supporting his own kid. Yeah. That's kind of fucked up.
I'm pretty sure this girl's also single and doesn't have anybody in her life to help with the kids as well. Because think about it. If the guy he's moved on with somebody else and just so happens that somebody else has children, I mean, he's also has somebody else. He has a partner, children. But it sounds like you don't have anybody. Not to be a dick, but I would understand why you're complaining. But then again, he does have also somebody else. It's not like he's not doing it because he doesn't want. Well, we don't know that. Maybe he doesn't want to. But let's just say that he's not in the picture because he does have somebody else.
Yeah, but he does. If he wanted to, he would take care of his own kids, even if he.
No, you're right. You're right. But I also feel like if she had a significant other who was in the picture and maybe was helping her support her children, then she wouldn't be blasting him for it. Because she probably doesn't have any help. And he probably moved on to somebody else and she doesn't have anyone. So now she's like, well, I have nobody to help me because their own father won't help. And it's like, I mean, he's also helping other children as well.
That aren't his.
Yeah, they aren't his. But so let's say, for example, that you got, I mean, even you said it after we had all these freaking single moms on the show.
Yeah.
You change your perspective of how you would see a baby mother.
Sure.
I mean, would you not play a role in that child's life?
Yeah, but
answer the question.
Of course.
Okay.
They presumably live with me.
So then, again, we don't have a lot of context in these, and I like playing devil's advocate. I do like playing devil's advocate. And yeah, it's fucked up if he doesn't have any sort of relationship with his own children. I think he definitely has to do something.
Yeah.
But I also think that you probably need to do something to find a man as well to help you. Narcissism. Stay away.
Yeah. Gotta give us more context, girl.
I mean, if it's going to be anything about narcissism, I mean, narcissism is disgusting. They're going to control you no matter what. And they're always going to play victim. They're going to say amazing things behind your back, but then to you, they're going to tell you that you're a piece of shit. You have to run away. Just stop dealing with people like that. I mean, it's hard to, if you're in the situation, I feel like it's very difficult to just say, yeah, stop replying and walk away because you're so manipulated that you feel like maybe you're going crazy. I know one of my friends, she was dating a narcissist and she would tell me stories and I was disgusted. I had no idea.
Yeah.
I really didn't know to what extent, certain narcissists would actually take it. It's disgusting. And, I feel bad for anybody who has to deal with a narcissist. But I think, I also feel like that's why we're doing what we do. and why we do the podcast. I feel like what we're really trying to help people is to understand that they're stronger than what they really think that they are, that they have more control over their actions and over their emotions. They can't be easily fed like bullshit from people. I feel like if you're easily convinced, or if you're always taking a validation from other people, it's because there's a lot of insecurities that you have, and a narcissist is going to play on that. They know that. They know how to target that, and they know how to exploit that, and they know how to leverage that. And I feel like narcissists, they kind of prey on people who are insecure because they're the easiest target to be able to do their narcissism. So I feel like you have to do the inner work. And I mean, if there's anything that we stand for, it's really just trying to be a better person and a better individual, and to learn and grow to be the best version of yourself. And I feel like narcissists will be shy to, like, you will really push them away because they know that you're not a target, but it comes with you doing the self-work. So if there's anything that we could do to help, please reach out. I mean, we do have other programs, and we have actually a course, a book, and everything coming out. And I feel like that's going to be a real big start for a lot of people who maybe are insecure and maybe have low self-esteem, to kind of avoid dealing with people who are going to attack you and kind of, take you for a prey of narcissism. So if there's anything that I think that we can help you with, I mean, please reach out. But we have actually a program, and we actually have a book that I think can help you. It's a really good self-help book for you to really develop to be a better person. Yeah, for sure. And it might even open up your eyes for me. You might not even realize who you're dating. You might think, things are going bad, whatever, but you can't really associate that with maybe narcissism or something that's like really bad on their end. After reading that book and going through that course, you might come to realize, man, like, that's how my relationship is supposed to be. That's how it's supposed to be. And you remember, you can't miss what you don't know, right? If you've never felt that feeling of being in a healthy, happy relationship, yeah, we know what it's like, but a lot of people don't. Right. So I think that course is going to be a great step in the right direction, for sure. True, absolutely. Yeah, perfect. Next one. Men in a relationship liking other females' pictures on social media. I think we've talked about that. I think we did. Yeah, but let's do a little, I guess, like a little recap. I think it, I mean, I don't know. I think it depends. What are the pictures that the dude's liking? Yeah, I feel like if it's like, we talked about what pictures are okay for a guy to like. If it's like your homegirl, whatever, and she's on a trip, okay, you can like that, whatever. Or she's celebrating like a milestone, or whatever, graduation, no, whatever. But if it's like a girl's picture and she's like half naked, I think that's inappropriate. And if there's like a pattern, right? Let's say maybe it's one girl and you go through her thing and it's like liked by so and so, liked by girl. Yeah, the same girl. That's inappropriate. A good point. If it's very revealing, revealing pictures, and it's like, dude. And then a lot of times, then some of those guys are like, man, I don't want my girl posting these type of pictures. But then why are you there liking other girls' pictures that are just like like that? So it's like, can't do that, bro. You know? So it's a matter of respect. Some people are like, oh, it's not a big deal. Well, if it's not a big deal, then don't do it. And if it matters a lot to your partner, respect that. You're with them for a reason. Yeah, I think for those guys who say it's not a big deal, you motherfuckers know exactly what you're doing, bro. Yeah. Like, you know exactly what you're doing. Oh, it's harmless. What do you mean I can't like a picture? It's social media. It doesn't mean anything. Yeah. Dude, to them it does. Okay? Those little fucking things that you think that it doesn't matter, to them it does. And 9 times out of 10, like I said, you know exactly what you're doing. You know you shouldn't be doing it. You know what bothers them. You know that those are pictures that you shouldn't be liking. And for what? Especially if you're in a relationship. Yeah. Now, we're both in group chats with a bunch of dudes, and they be sending some wild shit in there. But that's what group chats are for. And I know you girls out there have some wild shit that you guys are talking about in those chats that we don't know about. And I'm sure that we can't even fathom half this shit. In fact, I've been involved with girls' conversations, like just seeing it third party for my girlfriend and her friends. And I hear the shit that they say about dudes and shit. And I'm like, yo, these girls are crazy. And I thought my group chats were crazy. So when it's something like that, keep it private, amongst your friends, that locker room talk. Yeah. I know that Donnie T he got blasted for it when he was president. But at the end of the day, it happens. Those things happen. And I just think, keep it private. So if it's going to be anything like that, when it talks about girls, keep it amongst your boys. The girls are going to have their talk with their girls. It's going to be normal. It's going to happen. Just don't put it out there for other people to see. Don't advertise that. And don't just be liking things on social media, man. That's going to come back and bite you in the ass. Everybody can see it, you dumbass. Yeah. Stop it. For sure. All right, next. Nice. What is this? Wanted to thank you guys for sharing your thoughts on my situation. Love you guys. We'll love you too, man. Thank you so much. We love you too, sis.
Next one.
Next one.
Do you believe in a higher power? Tough one to make this short. I do, man. I do, but it's. I mean, that's a very loaded question. You can go for hours. I do believe in a higher power, and it's funny enough because I was watching this video the other day, and I've seen these stuff like where it like compares the size of the universe, and it's just how many galaxies are out there, how big this world is, and it's like, man, like how did we get to this point? You know, in terms of the planet, the universe, whatever. Coincidence, you know, like the Big Bang. There's so much we don't know, and then it's like I don't think we'll ever truly grasp the concept of what are the chances of us to be here and like to have born and to have created. So I to answer the question, yeah, I do believe in a higher power. I don't know if it's a God. I don't know if it's I don't know how to describe it. You know, that I'm not 100% certain. Obviously, no one is, but I do believe. Yeah, I like to believe so.
I like that. To your point, I feel like the universe is infinite. Yeah. We don't know what else is out there, but I think you would be a fool to think that we're the only human beings that are the only beings, I would say, that are alive out there.
But is there a higher being? That's what the question is also like.
I mean, so what I think is, I think that we're all a lot more connected than we think to one another, and at least to this earth. And I think we had a conversation, I mean, even before. I mean, think of like when you get grounded to the earth, like when you go outside, get some sun and put your feet on the ground, like how much that helps like your blood flow when it comes within your body, and how you start functioning better, and everything just kind of feels a lot better when you go outside, and it's just you one with nature, you know. Yeah. And I feel like we all kind of we're all living, breathing creatures, all together, even with nature. I mean, you look at trees. I mean, it's just, you see a tree or a plant, but it grows, it breathes, it still consumes just like we do.
Yeah.
To a different degree, but still. I think that all of us have something in us, whether it's in our mind or whether it's just connective, that is that higher power. I don't know if it's just one individual being. I don't know if it's just a collective of just like energies together that kind of can create other possibilities that higher power can do. Okay. But I do feel like there is something that's greater than us out there.
I concur. I like that.
Yeah.
Next one.
Women going shirtless in public because some women want that, right? And also breastfeeding in
public, I presume.
Perhaps. Go to the right. No, go back.
I think breastfeeding in public is
women going shirtless in public. Shit, I ain't complaining.
Yeah, it's like what is it called? Like if it empowers them, I guess by all means.
I'm on your side.
Yeah,
I support.
I think that's a minority of women who actually would want to be down for that. But the second part, I think, is really interesting. Breastfeeding. We'll just have to assume that
because some women want the right, and also breastfeeding in public.
What do you think about that? Because I'm a little bit. I feel a little bit somewhat strongly about it. I don't think it's appropriate, like in terms of like full out. I think there's a way of doing it. I think there's a way you can be a little bit discreet about it. And I get it, I'm not a mother, whatever, what the fuck, I don't give a fuck. But like, it's funny because I work at a restaurant, and even just yesterday I was working, and there was a woman, it was a table, and there was like 3 women, whatever, and they had a kid, and she literally just popped out a titty in the middle of the restaurant, and it was like in a tight table that has like a very high, like it's an area where there's a lot of people walking by. So she just puts out a titty, and I'm like, oh, now I'm taking the order, giving water, and the titty's right there, and I'm like,
you can see her titty?
Yeah.
She didn't even cover it?
That would be the best case solution. I feel like you put like a little blanket over it, you cover it, you're discreet about it, no problem, whatever. But she didn't. She just fuck it, And so of that, I'm like, okay, like, I don't think that's really necessary. But other than that, yeah, I mean, the baby's hungry, feed the baby, no big deal. But I think there's a certain way of doing it.
Yeah. I wouldn't take a shit in public. I wouldn't take a piss in public.
Right, but the argument against that is like, well, you're feeding your child.
I understand that, and I think it's fine as long as you also respect the environment around you.
Yeah.
Not everybody wants to see your tit,
yeah.
And not everybody wants to see you feed your child. And I know it's important. You can get a fucking shawl. I don't know, a fucking scarf. Put it over, cover. Yeah. I mean, in certain places they have wellness rooms. At least in most jobs, they'll have like an extra room on the side that it's going to be like a wellness room in case anyone has to breastfeed or has any emergency or anything. I mean, you have a room over there on the side that you can do these kind of facilities. I think that's something that should be done a little bit more in private. I'm not saying you have to leave what you're doing, but I think that you should at least try. You know, of course, it's important to feed your child, but I mean, I don't know. It's almost like taking a phone call. Like, you wouldn't take a phone call in the middle of a table. That's rude. You know, there's other people that are at that table as well, and they're, you know, consuming and eating and talking. And I understand that you're feeding your child, but you're also taking your breast out in the middle of a dinner table. Yeah. If you didn't have a child, that would be crazy. But because of the child, you have to feed him. I understand that, but I think that you should at least be a little bit more respectful of the people that are around you.
I agree.
Or who would be comfortable with that.
I agree.
I give you the respect of doing so, but you don't have to flash your titty.
You step out, or you go to the side, do your thing for a couple of minutes, you go back, no big deal.
And then I think of maybe like an argument they could say, well, that's insensitive because my child has to eat and I shouldn't have to feel the need. But it's like, how hard is it to just go to another room? Yeah. Like, if I have to take a phone call, I'm not going to do it in front of you. I'm going to step away.
Yeah, I think the big point is also you're in public, and you want to respect other people, and you want to be discreet about certain things. Certainly, especially when it comes to taking out your breath.
Yeah, and not for nothing. I mean, there's a lot of things that we probably would rather not do, but we do it out of being courteous to others. I mean, that's just one thing. I mean, I'm sorry, send me to go fuck myself, whatever. I'm sorry for being insensitive, but you can still step away for a couple minutes to do what you need to do.
I agree.
All right,
perfect.
You're perfect.
Divorced individuals, life, love after divorce, the stigma attached to it. I've never dated anybody who's divorced.
And and I'm not divorced.
Yeah, but we're not divorced. But dude, essentially, 50% of divorce of marriages end up in divorces. So there's gonna be a lot of people who are divorced. They've been married once, twice, or even more. So yeah, it sucks, like saying, oh yeah, I used to be married, divorced, ex-husband, ex-wife. It's probably not a nice feeling, but dude, life goes on. There's bound to be somebody out there for you, and a lot of people don't even care. Like, what's the big deal?
There's people that marry for a second, third, fourth, even fifth time.
Yeah.
They don't give a fuck. So why do you? Like you said, life goes on. No one gives a fuck. In another 80 years, we're all going to be dead anyways. Marry 100 times if you have to. No one's going to remember after that. Enjoy your life. Look for love. Be happy. Who cares?
And just what we just said, how big the universe is, like how we're floating on a rock, and you're worried, oh, I used to be married.
Oh my God, look at the stigma. I look so stupid because I got divorced. Get the fuck over it, dude. Nobody gives a fuck. You're not that important.
Dude, in the grand scheme of thing, it's insignificant.
Like, nobody cares. No one cares. And if someone does, dude, you'll find someone who's been in the same situation. You're fine.
Yeah, if someone does, then walk the other way around.
It's not the end of the world,
somebody else out there.
Yes. And next time before you marry, make sure you don't pick the wrong guy.
Yeah.
Next time.
Because the second time, the chance of getting divorced actually higher.
Even higher. Yeah, we gotta avoid that.
So be careful.
Cool. My ex hit me up trying to talk after a year and 6 months, but within that time, she had a whole kid.
Damn, so she gave birth to the kid? A year and 18 months, and she had a kid.
Wait, my ex hit me up trying to talk after a year and 6 months, or 18 months. But within that time, she had a whole kid. Misspelled whole, but okay.
Dude, no, I mean, dude,
dude, what would you do? Say you were Claudia, right? Yeah. And she's like, yeah, Marvin, this isn't working out. She leaves for a year and 6 months. And she goes, Marvin, it was always you.
I'd be like, dude, after we separated, within 36 months, you got pregnant by another guy, dude? Nah, I'm sorry. That train left the station. That's it.
I like that. Yeah, dude. Yeah, I wouldn't fuck with that. I think that's a little bit fucked up. And I feel bad for the chick because now she's a single mom.
Yeah. That's another thing to look at. So, like, you guys broke up. Time has passed, whatever.
She met year. And in a year.
She met another person, got pregnant, and then I guess it clearly didn't work out. So now she's back to you. Nah, dude, fuck out of here.
Sorry, bro. Yeah, what is it? Train left the station.
Train left the station.
Easy. Boys, girls trip while in a committed relationship, and friends are
mostly single. Yeah, we did like a little segment on it virtually. But I guess we can go back out of it. I think it's fine, man. I think although I think destination matters. You know,
I agree.
Depends where you go.
Itinerary.
You know? Yeah.
Also.
Yeah. I guess that is true. But ultimately, I think it's fine. Dude, you just people think like, oh, we're in a relationship and like this person belongs to you. No, man. They have their own dreams. They have their own goals and aspirations, and they have their own passions, desires. And if they want to go on a solo trip or on a girls trip or boys trip, you know, to a certain place, I think it's appropriate. I think it's fine. You know, do your thing. Now, if they're gonna, you know, boys trip to Colombia might not be appropriate if you're in a long-term relationship. You know, just because, you know, all the stuff that goes on there.
What goes on down there?
Dude, it's just a bunch of prostitutes, and, you know, they're very affordable, and, you know, passport bros and all that shit, you know?
You guys are listening to this?
Yeah, so, I mean,
you guys ideas.
People probably know already. But, so, and if your partner's not comfortable with that, then respect that. But in the grand scheme of things, I don't think trips without your significant other or anything that.
No. Thing is, I don't know, because we did talk about this, and I think the only person... It's funny. I was talking to my girlfriend about it, and one of my close friends, Carlos, he's single, and he's a little crazy, but he's not as crazy. And I mean, you've seen Carlos's transformation. He's a completely different person now. Right. And I would feel like maybe a couple years ago, if I just went with him somewhere, that would probably be bad news. Yeah. But now, like, all we like to do is chill and talk shit and laugh and crack jokes and just rank on each other. Yeah. But then I think we also talked about, like, what if there was a girl that he wanted to talk to, and then he probably needed a wingman. Yeah. But then again, I mean, if it's a boys girls trip and then committed, but friends are mostly single, I mean, he can just go with another friend to do that. Because
like just two, yeah.
I don't think that he would put me in a situation within my relationship.
He wouldn't, but there's probably a bunch of guys who would, you know?
Right. Okay, fair. So then, for anybody else out there, yes, I think it depends on the destination. Because if they're gonna go to Vegas, or if your friends are gonna, Hot Girl Summer, and they're all going to Miami, yeah, it's a big no. Yeah, you do not want your girl to come down to Miami. You don't want your girl to go over to Vegas. Same thing with the dudes. You don't want them going over there. That is party central. They're not going there for anything good. They're not going there to sightsee. They're going there to get fucked or to fuck. Do not let them go there. I honestly don't think it's a good idea if most of them are single. However, you got to know your friends, and your friends got to know you. So you got to make sure that you got good people around you, that they don't have those intentions, especially if you're in a relationship.
Yeah, I agree. Pretty straightforward.
Anything? How many more we got of these? Partner / significant other gaining weight / lack of self-care and how to approach the situation.
We've talked about this in the past. Partner significant other gaining weight. It's a problem, dude. It's a problem. I'm very honest about it. Now, obviously, it depends, you know, if there's
how to approach the
medical
situation.
Reasons, if whatever. Like, you have to be understanding.
Disclaimer.
Yeah. Those are exemptions, you know. Not common, but they're exempt. I think communication is key. You know, if you see them gaining weight, talk about it. The way you deliver the message is also very important. Instead of saying, yo, you're fat as a bitch, maybe ease into it, you know? And I think be compassionate, be understanding. Maybe they're having a stressful time at work. Maybe they just transitioned from motherhood. You know, maybe they gave birth. So, like, there's a lot of moving parts that can play into it. I think compassion, understanding, but also, like, encouragement and, like, pushing them. Maybe, you know, they've gained some weight. Help them, you know, maybe go work out together with this person. You know, start cooking together. You know, actionable things that you could do to kind of make sure that this person gets right on track. But you have to talk about it.
I would say yes. I would approach it with honesty, but also with asking your partner if they want you to be honest. I would say if you're going to approach them, tell them, hey, I want to have a conversation about our health. Okay. Are you going to be comfortable if we're talking about certain things that could be a little bit uncomfortable? And, yeah, when it comes to weight, I mean, we're all adults. And at the end of the day, their goal is to be happy and healthy and all this body positivity of everyone being overweight and saying that that's like that they're happy and they love it. Dude, if you're happy being overweight, by all means, that's cool. But do not try to convince me that you're healthy and then that is fine. It's not okay. You can make a choice to be healthy, and you can make a choice to be a better individual and exercise. It's good. You're going to be happier in the long run. And not only that, you're helping yourself. Because the last thing you want to do is when your partner leaves your fat ass because you chose not to want to do anything, for now, do you want to have your glow up now that they're gone? Fuck you. That's irresponsible, and that's selfish on your part for not wanting to take action when you had full control to do that while you're in the relationship. So with that being said, I think that you need to have the conversation of, hey, I want to make sure that we're going to be happy and healthy for a long time moving forward, and I want us to be together. If I gain weight, I want you to call me out on it, and I'm going to call you out on it too, because I want to make sure that you're going to be here while I'm still here in the long run. And I think that, yeah, you should just have the conversation, and I think that you shouldn't worry about hurting their feelings if you know that you have good intention and you're being honest and you want to help them. And I feel like that's where people are treading, because they want to be careful because they don't want to hurt anybody's feelings these days. But I mean, if this is your significant other and you see that they're losing, that they're gaining a lot of weight, you want to ask them, hey, tell me if everything's okay, because a couple months ago you were not this heavy. Yeah. So what's going on? Are you stressed? What can I help you with? Do you want me to cook, different meals? What can I do to help you? Because you weren't always like this. Yeah. People change. I understand that, but we got to make sure that we're always taking care of ourselves.
Very well said. If you're with this person, I would like to believe that you can be honest with them, and if you feel like, man, if you can't tell your partner that they've gained weight, that certain things are going wrong in your relationship or in your personal life or with each other, that's a problem, right? Yeah. So, be able to talk about it, be vulnerable, be honest, and 9 times out of 10, if you can gain the weight, you can lose it, and so, put in the work.
And I will say this right now. If you're currently in a relationship, talk to your partner about it right now. And you say that you're doing it because of coffee breakup, that you saw it on a podcast, that you saw this clip somewhere, you heard it somewhere. Do it now that they're healthy and that they're not overweight. And then ask them how moving forward, if they start to gain weight, how you want them, how they want you to address it, if they want to at all. Yep. But have the conversation now, because it's easier to prevent it from happening than being in the situation and trying to get out of it. So if you're with someone right now, talk to them and ask them, hey, are you happy with my weight? We're both looking the same. We're both active. We're both doing this. If the day ever comes that you start gaining weight or I start gaining weight, what do we do? Yeah. Are we going to talk about it? Or are we going to pretend like it never happened? Because when the day comes, if it ever comes, be prepared. So if it ever does, you guys know, and you can always refer back to this moment that you chose to talk about it.
For sure, yeah. And if you're single, that's a question that you're going to have in your back pocket.
Bingo. When you should be one of the first things when you start dating. You tell them, hey, we may not stay this healthy forever. How are we going to keep each other in check?
Mm-hmm. Very well said. Perfect. Next one, last one. And this one's vasectomy or birth control?
Condoms. Done. Easy. Thanks.
Thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. Yeah, use condoms.
Yeah, why does it have to be one or the other? Birth control fucks with the hormones.
Yeah.
Vasectomies, they're reversible?
From what I understand, they can be. Although the risk is not 100%. So, I don't know. But let's say it is. Or let's say it is. No, but it's not 100%. So then I wouldn't. I just use condoms, because condoms, or whatever fuck you use it, it's inconvenient.
Say condoms wasn't an option. It's only vasectomy or birth control.
Knowing how my partner responds to birth control, not really good. So I would have to go to a vasectomy route, yeah. And then I would have to look for places that are like the procedure that's most likely to be reversible, and then get it done.
Go to a really good doctor.
Really good doctor, yeah. Okay. Doctor was it Perito? They didn't perform that, no? He's a urologist, maybe.
No, he'll make your penis hard. No, he'll get your dick up.
Is he gonna get no? All right,
ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for your questions and submitting them.
Yeah, it's sorry that it took this long to respond. If you're watching this, you're like, damn, man, somebody did this a while ago. Normally, it doesn't take this long, but it's been a crazy month and a half. A lot of new things happening, but if you have questions, message us, and we'll probably do more of these things. These are kind of fun.
Man, we like these.
Yeah.
Gives us some free content.
Exactly. And sometimes things that you don't even think about.
Actually, yeah. So thank you for submitting these questions this time. Till next time, guys. We love y'all.
Ciao, guys.
Peace.